Well, it's so great to see so many familiar faces here with us tonight. I wanted to start by first, thanking you, President Rowe, for hosting us here in the Sir Christopher Wren Building in this historic location tonight, and then also just spending so much time early in your presidency here at William & Mary with the fellows. It really meant a lot to our fellows. It meant a lot to us here at the Presidential Precinct, and we're just delighted to be here again. This is our 5th year in this setting, and so thank you for your early leadership here at the Presidential Precinct. So thank you so much. And over the past 5 years, there's been 125 of the most promising leaders from 41 African countries who have been in this setting, right here in this moment, having dessert in this moment. And, between these walls, we've experienced what we call the power of place, the power of ideas, as kind of a tagline of the Presidential Precinct, the historic sites that come behind our organization. But really, what I find most important is the power of friendships that happened. And, with us are our peers and community members that are here to support our fellows. Whether times are good, whether they're bad, to celebrate your successes, and also to hold each other accountable along the way on your path forward. And, this is just the beginning of a lifelong relationship that will continue in the Presidential Precinct Network. You're now a part of an elite network of about 10,000 changemakers who are working together to strengthen governance and empower women and improve human rights and expand economic opportunity and cultural heritage around the world. Leaders that have come before you, like Joby Jacob, who as a result of this fellowship in 2014 brought together 6 other fellows to create the Pan-African Leadership Incubator to work to train young political leaders to run for office across Kenya. Or Sally Hurt, who promotes environmental justice as an attorney of the High Court of South Africa. And Toyosi Ogunsiye, who was here in 2014, who's advancing investigative journalism as a new head of BBC World Africa. When she was here a couple years ago, she was the first female editor of the largest newspaper in Nigeria, and now she's the head of BBC West Africa. And when I reflect back on the 125 leaders who have come to the Presidential Precinct, there's one thing that each of these leaders have in common, and that's that you're not sitting on the sidelines. You're not waiting for things to happen. You're rising up. You're tackling the issues that are taking place in your communities, and you're making communities across Africa more vibrant and stronger and more prosperous for generations to come. And so we're just thrilled to be able to celebrate with you all here again tonight. And when you think about building programs like the Mandela Washington Fellowship, it takes a village. It takes a lot of really smart people who dedicate a lot of their time away from their families and takes people that really believe in the initiative. And that's what's taking place here with the Presidential Precinct and our partners. Many smart people that come together to build this initiative. And tonight I want to just take a few moments to recognize some of the folks who have built this program. First, I'd like to thank some of our site leads at each of our partner institutions, starting with University of Virginia. Ellen Bassett is our site lead at UVA. At Morven, Stuart Gamage. Stuart planted a tree that's called the Yali tree in the first year, and each year the fellows bring a rock from a garden to dedicate to the tree, and it's thriving. And so thank you, Stuart, and also Sarah Bond Harper at Highland. Two folks that aren't with us tonight, Gay Wilson from Monticello and Emily Voss at Montpelier. And here at William & Mary, Sylvia Mitterdorfer. And next, I want to give a special thanks to the team at the Presidential Precinct. These are the folks that are involved in the day-to-day work of this program, and you've all seen it firsthand, what it takes. This includes our Director of Programs, Nancy Hopkins, who... There we go. So each year, there's close to 30 institutions that host this program, and the Presidential Precinct's one of the top rated, and year after year, and part of it's because of the partnership, the folks behind it, and then leaders like Nancy who continually enhance the program and really strive and work tirelessly to make it better year after year. Also, Drew Precious. Well, as you can see, Drew's behind the camera, always making us look better, and setting up staging and programming and program books. And, it's a testament of, seeing leaders grow. Drew joined the precinct 4 years ago as an intern at UVA and is now heading all communications at the Presidential Precinct, and just done an extraordinary job with this program. Also, Larissa Alexandrov, who's not with us tonight, is a program officer. And also our talented summer team. Each year, the precinct brings in staff from UVA and William & Mary, or interns and PhD students, and really some of the brightest minds of the two universities come together to make this program work. And so please join a big round of applause for Johan Ducharme. We have Ruhama. And then also Hannah Strass and Athena Post. I must admit, it shows you how talented the team is this year, because that's the biggest round of applause that we've had to date. So I'm really impressed. And so this work simply wouldn't be possible without the people in this room that put together this program. So thank you so much for all your continued efforts and hard work on this important initiative. And, to our 2018 Mandela Washington Fellows, I recognize this is a difficult program. If you're training to be a future head of state or running an NGO, you got to go through some hard stuff. And no doubt, this program's hard. You're waking up early, you're finishing the day late in the afternoon, you listen to 60, 70 facilitators, and I just want to thank you for your hard work, your passion, your dedication, your energy throughout the past 6 weeks. You didn't complain. You stuck in there. And I think what excites me most about the work that we do is not just the programming and the work that goes into that, but just thinking forward, in 20 years, when we look forward and we know the prime ministers and the heads of states and the CEOs and the NGO leaders who are really moving communities forward, how exciting is that going to be? Those reunions when we look forward to those dates. And, it's such an honor to have you here with us over the past 6 weeks. And I'm really hopeful that this journey, the new connections you made from each other and other countries, having that opportunity to kind of just step away from your day-to-day work and your communities and go somewhere different to learn from one another. I hope this has been really valuable. I know that you've really left a mark on all of us here at the Presidential Precinct and many people that couldn't be here tonight across the state of Virginia. We'll never forget you, and we're here to support you moving forward. This is just the beginning, and I'm really excited about what's next for each of you. So, congratulations for tonight. I wanted to be brief tonight because we have a special guest who's joining us from the Department of State. Rick Ruth, who's a senior advisor for Department of State. He's been a long-term friend of the Presidential Precinct since our inaugural program in 2012, has been a big supporter of the vision and the idea of these 6 historic institutions coming together. And he's spent a career as a public servant. And if you ever get a chance to read his bio, it would be clear to you that our world is a much better place because of the hard work and your leadership. And he currently serves as the senior advisor to the Assistant Secretary for the Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs and advises on all aspects around international exchanges and the policy around exchanges. He's a former Foreign Service officer and currently a member of the Senior Executive Service. He organized the Office of the Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs and served as the first Chief of Staff. Many people don't know this about Rick, but in the immediate aftermath of 9/11, he was the sole diplomacy representative on the senior level steering committee that was responsible for coordinating the State Department's response to the attack. So we're really fortunate to have you here with us just to congratulate the fellows on behalf of the State Department. So please give a warm welcome to Rick Ruth.